Suspect on the run after an overnight shooting in West Knoxville. This is part of our morning in 8 minutes. Police say 4 people are in the hospital this morning, but they're all expected to recover.
Now, officers say they responded around 1 o'clock to the Buckethead Tavern on Ramirez Boulevard. They say there were shots fired in the parking lot. They found 3 people who had been shot. They were all taken to the hospital. Later, police say a 4th victim arrived at Fort Sanders Regional Medical Center. After reviewing surveillance video, police say the suspect appears to be a black man wearing dark clothes and driving a dark-colored sedan. If you know anything about this, please call East Tennessee Valley Crime Stoppers. That number's inside your WVLT News app. And this morning, communities across Tennessee keeping one eye on the sky, the other on the cleanup efforts following a deadly outbreak of storms. 5 people died in West Tennessee.
We know people died in Carroll, Fayette, McNairy, and Obion counties. Tennessee is still under a state of emergency for flooding and severe storms right now. Selmer, one of the hardest hit communities from last Wednesday into early Thursday morning storms. Several businesses and apartment complexes were destroyed. The community is now in recovery mode, trying to salvage whatever they can from their homes. Cleanup may take days, if not weeks. Now, these deadly storms in Tennessee this week are part of a larger system moving through the south and central U.S.
At least 7 people dead, 5 here in Tennessee. In Arkansas, this massive tornado seen spinning in the sky. In Dearborn Heights, Michigan, just 12 miles west of Detroit, streets flooded as record rains soaked the region. Storms tore the roof off buildings in Jeffersontown, Kentucky, near Louisville, and there's no end in sight. The South and Midwest could see a foot of rain in the next 4 days in what the Weather Service is calling a once-in-a-generation event. This morning, millions are under flood alerts across 13 states. And this morning, more than 6 months since Hurricane Helene, we are still seeing new signs of progress every day.
Today, the Smokies are reopening one of the hardest hit areas of the national park. We're talking about the Cataloochee Valley, just over the state line in North Carolina. Now this morning, the national park will be opening portions of that valley for the first time since September. The park says they still need to restore other important roads, trails, and buildings there. Now, the clock is ticking for TikTok right now.
A bipartisan law is set to ban it over national security concerns unless its Chinese parent company ByteDance sells it by tomorrow. The White House says it's working on a deal to keep TikTok in U.S. app stores. China seems reluctant to allow a sale, but President Donald Trump is floating the idea of using tariffs as leverage. A deal must also meet 2 other requirements. The first, TikTok and ByteDance cannot coordinate on data sharing due to privacy concerns. The second, ByteDance can't control TikTok's algorithm.
If you haven't made breakfast yet, you got a chance to do that here in just a couple minutes. Go on and help out a good cause. I'm even in the video there. Look at that. Pancake Fest is back at the O'Connor Senior Center. It's from today from 7 to noon. You can stop by there, say hey to some fine folks here, including Whitney Turner and Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley. For $5, you can get all-you-can-eat pancakes, sausage, and a drink if you want to. You can get your Pancake Fest tickets online at knoxseniors.org, or you can just show up, maybe say, I want to take part in this. Just give them your $5. They might let you in. You might see a few familiar faces, like I said, Whitney Turner, Heather Haley, they're going to be there.
It's so much fun. We hope to see you there. Enjoy some good food. And today you can join a celebration of the Smokies' rich history of music. The Music in the Mountains Spring Parade is taking place in Pigeon Forge. Dozens of country and bluegrass artists are going to be there, along with high school marching bands, even local celebrities. Country music star Craig Morgan will be the Grand Marshal. The parade steps off at 6 o'clock tonight. Heads up, the parade will affect traffic in Sevier County.
Now, we are just 1 day away from the Covenant Health Knoxville Marathon Race Weekend. It all starts tomorrow. This year marks the 21st year of the event. It is the largest competitive road race right here in East Tennessee. You still have time to sign up and race if you want to. You can also show up early on race day and sign up in person, but you may have some lines if you do it that way.
And the 17th annual Dogwood Arts Chalk Walk returns to downtown Knoxville this weekend. Tomorrow, more than 300 artists will be making the sidewalks in downtown come to life. You and your family can go and experience it from 8 a.m. to 5 o'clock. The awards ceremony is at 7 in Market Square on the stage. The event is free and open to everyone.
Now let's get over to Olivia Calfee with your first look at your first alert traffic.
Yeah, some good news out there if you're headed out the door. Let's take a look at some of those morning commute hotspots, some of those areas that typically see that congestion really pick up. So here's a look. I-40 at Walker Springs, east and westbound lanes up to speed at the moment. I-75 at Merchant Drive, we're used to seeing those slowdowns really first pick up in those southbound lanes. Does look like a few cars starting to hit the brakes there. And one more look, 640 west of downtown. Traffic moving, westbound lanes still up to speed headed towards I-40.
At 5 minutes to 7, if you are just trying to get out the door this morning, I would say make sure you've got plenty of water with you. If you don't already carry that around, that is going to be a must again today. Starting off warm, stuffy. It is 70 Oneida to 72 Knoxville, 68 Sevierville, just down the street from this view of Pigeon Forge, looking towards the Smokies. Go up top. Find a little bit of cooling, but not enough, as we do sit well above average, about 20 degrees above average again today. And tomorrow could easily set a new record high today. Those gusts around 30 miles per hour. That story continues. Some stray rain. Again, very stuffy, warm, windy at times conditions for today and tomorrow. Those gusts kind of teeter-totter here. 30, 35. Tomorrow back to 35 mile per hour gusts. Now Sunday 40 mile per hour gusts, but that's mainly in that morning batch of rain. The gusts will slowly come down in the afternoon along with the temperatures. At least it's a gradual drop, and at least that'll wash away all the pollen that we've been stirring up. My car is covered. Very high tree pollen. That is the story. That is what's knocking around in those warm winds for today and tomorrow. Again, getting washed away on Sunday with that front passage that will cool us down. Big extreme. We were all arguing over whether or not the AC comes on yet. Well, we got to flip the heat on next week, guys.
Definitely.
Crazy to think about.
All right, Heather, thanks. We're continuing to follow breaking news over on the CW.